Chamber of E-commerce. Today we have a very special guest, an old friend of the Hispanic Chamber of E-commerce. Jesse has been involved with the chamber for quite some time. He has been very active in many of our events over the years, and he's also very active in the community. And Jesse worked for a few companies in the past. Now he's an entrepreneur, right, Jesse?
Yeah, exactly.
So today we're going to talk about a very interesting topic for those businesses that are scaling up their operation, for those businesses that have servers in their locations or in data centers. Jesse's going to tell you, he's going to share some reasons why you need to move from your co-location center or move your servers to the cloud. Jesse, I don't know if you know, but we were one of those companies. We started our company with 6 servers. We have those servers in a co-location center here in San Diego since 2006 until 15, 16, I think. It was almost for like 10 years. And then we finally decided that it was a smart move to move to the cloud. And I can tell you, as a personal experience, that it was actually a very smart thing to do. And I can wait to listen to your presentation. But before we start, Jesse, I would love you to introduce yourself to our audience. And whenever you're ready to let those slides pop up, let me know, okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Welcome, Jesse.
Thank you so much, Taide. I appreciate it. It's a really an honor and it's a pleasure being able to be here with Taide. I've always had a huge respect and what you do for our community and for the business community here, specifically in San Diego. So thank you for bringing me on today. So
thank you, Jesse.
Thank you. Like that I was mentioning, my name is Jesse Aguia, founder, CEO of Triton Technology Solution Consultants. And we've been open up. Actually, our doors have been open for 4 months, so it's a newer business. We were opened in November, and I think it was really the perfect time of starting a business of this type of caliber. A lot of businesses are going to remote work, and that's kind of what specifically we really help with is helping businesses, organizations going from our real offices, as you can see myself now, is going to virtual offices. A lot of us are working from home, from our bedrooms, or I originally started in the dining room, and then my wife ended up kicking me out because she said, "Hey, I gotta teach the kids," and we're trying to figure it out where to go, right? So a lot of us are in this virtual world now, where businesses are trying to figure out better ways to still make sure that they're productive and efficient, and still keep their doors open, and I think that's what we do. We're an IT firm. We focus on I call it the 5 C's of success. It's the cloud, collaboration, communication, continuity, and cybersecurity. So we help manage those services for businesses that didn't go into business to be an IT company. They went into business to do what they do best, and that's give their services, sell their product. For us, we specifically deal in really 4 main verticals. We help all businesses, and all referrals are always welcome. But I've been working with these type of partners for the last 10 years, where we help with the manufacturing. And then really more so specifically in nearshore manufacturing. A lot of companies are going to be moving their operations. I've seen a trend from China coming into Mexico.
Yeah.
Being in the Southwest, we're in San Diego. We're a hop, skip, and a jump. I mean, from downtown San Diego, you can be across the border in less than 30 minutes. And that's what's happening. You have 2 metropolis cities coming together where you have U.S. manufacturers going across the border, and that's what we kind of specialize in. We also specialize in the life science. San Diego is huge for life sciences, and I've been in that world for the last probably 5 years, being able to help businesses in that type of environment. I also founded a think tank called the Sorrento Valley Technology Think Tank a little over 2 years ago, where professionals come together and think and brainstorm to help out that community.
Mm-hmm.
We also help with the nonprofit. Nonprofit was something that I've had a passion for, for about 20 years now, being able to not just provide services to that sector, but also really be involved in the nonprofit, where I'm able to give back to my community where I'm at, but also even from when I was in college, going to India and serving in leprosy camps, or going across the border and taking my family to some orphanages in Tijuana and helping in that area. So that's always a passion, is be able to help that community as well. And then also, lastly, would be retail. And what I mean by retail is more specifically the dealership market. I spent 10 years in the dealership market, and I know it very well, and being able to help dealerships, not just here in San Diego, but anywhere that they resume. So being able to understand that market, understand the clientele, the people that drive their businesses, the people that have their doors open, that's kind of what we help out with.
That's perfect, Jesse.
Yeah.
So if you're ready, let's start with the presentation.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much, Taide. Fantastic. Kind of like Taide was mentioning, I'm with Triton Technology Solution Consultants. And we're a San Diego-based company, and we're here in the Southwest. I've been in San Diego here for really kind of off and on the last 20 years, and now more so than ever is the name that you see there is you folks might remember, or you might see the colors of a navy blue and gold, because I'm a Triton alumni, UCSD. I graduated in 2004, and that's kind of where the name came from, is my alma mater. The UCSD Tritons, where I graduated from, more specifically Meter College as a communications major. And that's kind of where those colors came from and the name came from. So thank you, Tyler. Go to the next one. And this is why we're here today for is reasons to move your data center into the cloud. And that's a big aspect of making sure that a business is running a strong, not just strong cost, but also make sure that they deploy their applications and their work very, very timely. So I'm going to kind of help you understand that. I'll give you a high-level overview of this today, and if we get more specific questions, I can always address those and table those for a different time. But go ahead, Tyler. So speed to deliver your solution. When you have a data center and you have your servers, like Tyler was mentioning earlier, he had 6 at a co-location. It can be very timely to either fix or patch or maintain those servers, even if they're close by in your neighborhood. So one of the things that one of the aspects that we're able to provide is helping businesses on the importance of having that time giving back to them, so they can deploy those applications a lot faster. And having that is being able to spin up a virtual machine in the cloud, and more specifically in this case, Azure, as you see there. So that's really one of the first aspects, is being able to deliver your solution, your solutions on time in a timely manner. Secondly is scale to meet the demand. Just like it says right here, it says if you have an application that may need to scale to meet changes in demand, you understand that the problem is not always easy one to solve. And being able to making sure that the CPUs that you need to have the right amount of RAM, the memory, the storage space, that is able to be able to do that just within a few clicks of of spinning up a virtual server versus going on site and taking the time, the effort, the drive time, the windshield time to get the memory, get the CPUs, get the storage that you need, and that all can be done through the Microsoft Azure platform. So with Microsoft Azure is that they are the largest data center really in the world, with locations in over 140 countries and in 140 data centers that are throughout the globe, and some of these are even underwater. Some of these servers, data centers, are even in the ocean, and it's pretty amazing the fact that they have that type of capabilities. And that's the nice thing about having a when you take your data into the cloud, like Azure, a public cloud, you're able to do that really, really quick. So we'll go to the next slide here. AI, artificial intelligence, in order to deploy your applications in a timely manner, now with artificial intelligence and machine learning, transforms your applications, and it gives you the innovation advantage over the competition. So now you're able to deploy and be able to give your employees and your company ease of use of the applications, and because with artificial intelligence, it's able to learn your capabilities of learning how, and it's able to train the platform to be able to do a lot better in regards to knowing your business habits. In addition to AI, it's going to protect you against cyber threats. So with Microsoft Azure, it's going to recognize when there's a threat coming, and it's going to detect it and stop it from interfering and really costing you hundreds of dollars, or at times crippling your business. So that's the beauty about having your data center in the cloud as well. Fourthly is all Microsoft languages. So having that said, is being able to, it's going to be able to provide you not just your Microsoft platform, but your Linux, and understanding the languages that your DevOps team is going to need for them to deploy the right applications to take the job. So we can go on to the next one. It's highly securely and physically and technically. So being able to have the expertise of a platform like Microsoft that is going to be able to secure your information, it's super, super important. Right here, like we mentioned, Microsoft's global incident response team works around the clock to migrate the effects and any attacks against its cloud services. This means that Azure, you are able to be a trusted environment and protected by some of the best cloud security experiences that you know. Secondly, right here, it says with Microsoft Azure, it's going to be easy single sign-on with IDP. So with so many type of passwords now, being able to for you to log into your email, to your different applications. Now the beauty with Active Directory, IDP, you're able to single sign on to a lot of these applications using Microsoft Azure. You can go to the next one, Tyler. Seventhly is with Azure Container Services with Kubernetes, is now your DevOps team is able to deploy applications very, very easily, effectively using the container services, using Kubernetes, and Microsoft Azure is going to be able to do that for you. Our eighth point is application insights, monitoring application and infrastructure. You have not already used application insights, but now is a good time to start, and it gives you the full metrics of your web applications. AI is a replacement for error logs in your application. So the beauty about that is it's going to be able to know what the applications that you have in order to monitor and be successful. And then really my last point is the Azure Functions serverless on demand. If you have the requirement that it needs to scale on demand horizontally to any number of users, serverless may be the key to your success. So again, it's the thinking about your capital expense versus operational expense, having those servers on site physically, and being able to protect against the threats of break-ins, of floods, of natural disasters. Now with having your information into the cloud, is now these servers are going to be duplicated throughout the globe, and being able to protect that data that's most important to your business, so it doesn't cripple your business or even at times shut it down. But those are the 9 points that I had in regards to why you should think about putting your data center really into the cloud, and having that being able to be as an alternative, which it's more keep being more and more popular. But I understand that a lot of businesses may not see it may be a little scary, or it may be a little bit different having your information on premise, where you can actually store that into somewhere that it's more secure, more reliable, and more cost effective. And then for us, you can definitely contact us here. That's my information on the screen. Feel free to reach out to me via phone, email, or on LinkedIn. You can also visit our website here on TritonTech.com, and be happy to help you take that information and do an assessment for you and your organization.
Perfect.
So, yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Giving me some airtime and being part of the famous live show here with you.
I don't know about famous, but it is alive for sure.
Yeah,
Jesse,
been a big fan.
If you don't, thank you. If you don't mind sharing a little more detail in regards to cost, because I'm going to tell you one of the reasons why we waited so long to move our infrastructure from the data center to the cloud. The first one was like, we had the wrong idea that it was going to cost us more to do the migration than to keep it in the colo center. But just like you mentioned earlier, when we start taking like a very close track of all of our expenses to keep those servers in good shape, we realized that we were wasting a lot of money, lots of money. And you don't know until you got really deep into those numbers. And funny thing is that I was cleaning some of my office stuff the other day, and I found one of the hard drives that it belonged to one of those servers, because we wanted to have backups, for certain pieces of the equipment, in case someone will break down and stuff, because it happens. And I remember, sometimes flying people from Mexico to work on the servers, long story, but can you elaborate a little more on the cost, just so people that are listening to this live and later on this video, they know that it's not that expensive when you go into the details of your operation?
Sure. Yeah. That's an aspect right there. So your capital expense. Being like mentioning, what Tyler was mentioning is your servers. He had 6. Sometimes you have a lot more than 6. You have your email, your data backup, your file servers, your web servers. And here in San Diego specifically, real estate is not going down; it's always going up. And in order to store those, you have to have that real estate. Now with having your servers into the cloud, or even a co-location, is the cost of having, for example, something that goes into, again, there's a lot of public clouds out there, but with Microsoft Azure, I think you'll be able to see that that cost, that ROI, probably in about 9 months, maybe even sooner. When you're talking about these servers, they can be quite expensive, not just for the hardware, but also for like I was mentioning, he had to actually make the maintenance, right?
Yeah.
You have to you have to have hire someone to do the upkeep. If a server goes down, you have to have someone that is going to go out there and check out what's going on with that server. And really, it's also, I didn't make this point, but also making sure that you are able to find out what is the true cost of what your downtime is, right?
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. Very important.
Figuring that out. Very important, right? So having those servers down for, the average, I think, is $460 a minute. For your bigger enterprises, it can be up to $5,600 a minute. So depending on what that cost is, operational cost that you can potentially have of having that server on site can not just be detrimental to your cost, but also detrimental to running your business.
So Jesse, if I'm a business who's interested in working with you guys, your team can help me to migrate my operation to the cloud?
Correct. So that's where Triton Technology is able to assist with having that migration done. And sometimes as a business owner, you might think like, wow, that's going to take a lot of time and a lot of resources, but you'll be surprised that after the analysis, what we do is we take an assessment, do a full thorough consultation of not just of really understanding your business, understanding your applications, but also giving you kind of a timeline of how this would look like. So, and how that migration would be. So yeah, and also too, I mean, you also have to understand that when you have either an on-site servers or if you're taking your servers to a co-location, there's going to be that time. But spinning up a virtual server, I mean, you can do it within minutes. So
I know, and the beauty of that is that you can also scale up your operation as your business grow, in a much streamlined and efficient way. Because I remember that, we moved from 3 to 4, 5, 6 servers until we switched to the cloud. But I just remember like those times where we were just thinking about adding another server. It was like so much planning behind, it wasn't as easy as right now. Like we're with Google Cloud, we want to add, more bandwidth or whatever. And it's way easier for our team to do so.
Yeah, and once you are on that platform, like you're deploying applications, you're able to scale that very, very rapidly within minutes. So versus if you did that on your own, it can take days and weeks. So
yes, just to remind the folks that are going to be watching, your company is focused on 4 key industries: manufacturing, retail, nonprofit, and life sciences. Correct?
Correct. Yes.
That's where like the core of your expertise. So if you are listening, please reach out to Jesse, because I think he and his team, Triton Technologies, will be able to help you out with your technology needs. Besides the services that you guys provide, like cloud services that you provide, what else, Jesse?
So it's, again, we call it the 5 C's for success, and we do that by assessment of your business, small, medium, or large. And again, kind of like we talked about today, one is the cloud aspect, is moving your on-site servers, moving your data center into the cloud. The collaboration piece, kind of like what what has us all working at home, is the remote portion. The communication, having Microsoft Teams and Zooms and Google Meetups, and having those type of tools to make your business very effective. The continuity piece, making sure that if your data is destroyed, do you have your emails backed up, and also your cybersecurity. Is making sure that that your network is secure against threats and ransomware.
I think for any size business that is conducting business online, whether you're selling products or services, it's important that you protect your data and you protect your customers' information. I know that we use companies that take care of that part of the equation, but it's always that you have additional protection in your ecosystem just to avoid any cyber threat, right, Jesse?
Yeah, and especially now with having workers working remotely, the cyber threats are even are scaling even more and more, just because they're working from home, and the network is at times not secure. I know they may have their networks through work, but at the end of the day, they're still at home and they're logging on to things that can be a threat to the company. So
I know that this topic is a little heavy for most of our business owners, but it's important that you know that there are options out there, especially when your business is starting to grow and when basic hosting is not what you need, to keep scaling your operation. It is important that you talk to folks like Jesse that understand the options that are available for your business to take it to the next level. And for those that have one server, two servers, three servers, it doesn't matter how many you have. Get a free assessment. You may be surprised of how much money you can save, or maybe you're going to be spending the same amount of money, but your operation is just going to get more efficient, faster and better. And that I've been promoting the digital economy since 2008. Now the digital economy becomes a key competitive industry for our economy. And that's not just e-commerce and it's not just like online businesses. The digital economy encompasses so many different areas in our society that as a country we need to start getting really, really into the digital economy in order to stay competitive at the global level. And we're going to be talking about that a lot over the next few months and for the next years, because that's where we're going, and now we're moving in that direction way faster because of the pandemic. Jesse, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I think just kind of to reiterate what you mentioned earlier is that sometimes as a business owner, we don't focus on having the right technology, but as mentioned, is once you understand how technology can help better serve your business, you're going to become more streamlined, more efficient, more productive, and also at times reduce your costs that you may not even know otherwise. So it all starts with just an assessment and making sure that you understand how technology can help your business.
Jesse, you touched a really good point throughout your presentation. The manufacturing industry in Mexico and in this binational region. And yes. I'm thinking about putting together a panel that I'm going to name the digital transformation in the manufacturing industry. And if I put that panel together, I'm going to invite you because you have a very good perspective of what's going on here on this side of the border, and also what is happening in Mexico and in some key areas, where U.S. companies are finally realizing that they can accomplish almost everything that they can accomplish in China. They can do it in Mexico with all the benefits that come along by doing business between the two countries. So I wrote it down, Jesse, and I'm gonna commit you right now to that panel if you're available when it happens. But it is gonna happen because I think it's a priority for our country and for our small businesses to get better at what they do in terms of their manufacturing processes and stuff. Again, digital economy is taking over many different industries, and you are in some key ones that are getting the impact of the digital economy at a very high level: manufacturing, retail, life sciences. I mean, it's all digital transformation right there. So, Jesse, absolutely. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I really appreciate it, and you know that I'm not just grateful for your presentation today, but also for everything that you have done for the Hispanic Chamber of E-Commerce. I know that you are super active in the community. I have highly respect for you, for everything that you do. And you know, this is your home, and you're welcome to join us anytime, Jesse.
Thank you so much, Tyler. I appreciate that. I've always been of you, your organization, and what you do for San Diego and our community. So thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. So you have Jesse's contact information. If you want to have like a private assessment of your operation, how is it going, and how they can help you improve it, please reach out to Triton Technology. Follow them, and what is it like? You are in all social media. Let me put your contact info again, Jesse.
Yeah.
Just so people can see us right there. Cell phone.
Cell phone, my email, our website, and then also on LinkedIn.
And Jesse habla español, por si tienen preguntas y no entienden mucho de la tecnología. You know, Jesse can help you out. Right, Jesse?
Exactamente, aquí estamos para ayudar a los negocios que necesitan.
Pues muchísimas gracias, Jesse. Thank you so much.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure, my friend. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
And we'll stay in touch. Take care, Jesse.